Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Wild Man Creations. I'm Jay, and tonight we're going to make some stuffed cabbage rolls. Basically, I've got two kinds of cabbage. I've never tried Napa before, so I'm going to do a couple of experimental rolls with the Napa cabbage, but basically I normally do it with the just good old-fashioned cabbage. I've got to dice up half an onion. I've got some cloves of garlic here that I need to mince, an egg, a pound of hamburger, and in the background, I've got my marinara sauce, homemade marinara sauce going. I've got my rice cooked. My oven is preheating to 350. So I'm going to step away here for a minute and get this stuff cut up and minced up because you guys know how to do all that stuff. You don't need me to show you. So you guys sit tight. We'll be back and we'll get to mixing all this stuff up here in a minute and make some cabbage rolls. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I need to blanch the leaves of cabbage to make them more pliable, and then we're going to cut that rib out of there. So I'm going to get that done too while we're off camera. That's about it. Blanch these, get this cut up, minced up, mixed up, and then I'll bring you back and we'll roll them together, and we're going to put them in a greased 9x13 casserole dish. So you would sit tight. All right, back like a bad cold. We're going to mix our hamburger meat, an egg, half of an onion diced, I did about 3 cloves of garlic minced. Get it all out of there. Don't leave anybody behind. It's against the law. I don't know if you know that. Cup of cooked rice. Half a cup of our marinara sauce. You're supposed to put in a quarter cup of fresh parsley. I forgot to grab some when I was at the store a while ago, so we're gonna wing it with some dried stuff. That looks pretty good. We're going to do about a teaspoon of salt. About a half teaspoon of pepper. Or to taste, whatever. You don't have to do it exactly like I do it. Our cabbage is blanched and cooling. Just want to incorporate everything. Don't leave any pockets of rice or onions. Make sure that egg gets all mixed up in there. And like I said, I've got my oven is preheated already to 350. And once we get these done, we're going to cook them for 60 to 90 minutes. Generally, it just takes just a hair over an hour. And again, it's going to depend on how big around you make them. The bigger they are, the longer they're going to take. That looks pretty good. We used to eat this a lot when I was a kid growing up, and it's one of my favorites. And I've cooked it several times over the years. I haven't done it in a while, and I've had a hankering for it, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to set that aside for just a second because got to get my homemade marinara sauce. We're going to sprinkle a lot of this on the bottom, about half of it. And then we're going to put the rest on top after we get our rolls made. See if that works. Oh yeah, that looks good right there. We'll save the rest of this for after we get them assembled. Pretty much what you want to do is that thick rib right there. You want to cut that thick rib out of there. Just cut it in a V. Not that there's anything wrong with it, it's just harder to eat once you get them assembled. Or even after they're cooked. And basically all you do just put them in there. Roll them up and set them in there seam side down. Like I said, you can make these as big or small as you want. You don't want to make them too big, otherwise you won't be able to roll them. All right, you guys get the idea. I'm going to cut away. I'll finish rolling the rest of these up, and then we'll toss them in the oven. So if you would, sit tight. We'll be right back. All right, I wouldn't recommend using Napa cabbage. It ends up being too thin and doesn't work very well. Now this marinara sauce is that, however you say it, Rao's, Rao's, everybody pronounces it different. It's the one I did a few weeks back. I really like it. I don't think I'll go back to jarred stuff again. It's just that good. Really flavorful, cheap to make. So anyway, that's what they look like before. I'm going to throw these in the oven, let them go for a little over an hour. We'll check one of them. I'm sure they're going to be done. And then I'll bring you back when they're finished, and then we'll have a taste test. In the meantime, I'm going to clean up my mess. So if y'all would stick around, we'll be back. All right, guys, that timer ought to be going off here in just a second. And then we're going to enjoy our meal. How was that? I'm not going to turn it off quite yet because I want to make sure they're done. They've been cooking just a tad over an hour. Oh, they're done. They are done. And while y'all weren't looking, I went ahead and made some fried potatoes and onions to go with it. So those are done. Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, these are done. Now I'm going to have to filibuster. Crap. crapola. You know, my mom used to make these when we were kids. What did you do with a spoon, you knuckle? As I was saying, my mom used to make this when we were kids. And I never was a big cabbage fan. But these I could put away. And like I said, I've made them several times through the years. Just something different. Oh, them things are hot, baby. Let's try some fried potatoes and onions. I could probably get those in there. Those are good. I'm telling you, man, you guys are missing out. And for those of you who say, I don't like cabbage, you really need to try this. You really do. It's not bitter, it doesn't taste bad. But I'm telling you, man, it's so good. So with that, thank you guys for sticking with me tonight. I appreciate you. And if you would, give me a like and a subscribe. And really, try these out. Let me know what you think. I appreciate the comments. It's easy to make. You can see I have made about 12 of them. One person could probably eat 2 of them, maybe. If you had enough sides, one and a couple of sides. I mean, you could feed an army with this thing. And it doesn't cost much. Anyway, I appreciate you guys again. And if you would, stick with me. And we'll have something coming next week. I don't know what it's going to be, but it'll be something good. I guarantee you. Well, you guys have a good evening. And we'll see you next week. Bye.